It's
We rough.
well, I know the topics, but Tavia, I would
Hello,
assume.
good evening, everyone. Welcome to another
Oh, there we go.
episode of the Yerrr Sports Show. I guess I am your host tonight.
What?
I am the
We didn't
host.
agree on it. We
Yeah,
didn't agree on this. We didn't agree
Oh
on
Lord.
this. I want to vote. I want to vote.
Oh
I feel
Lord.
like honestly,
You know what we should do, Matt? We should do some trivia.
he's muted. So, good night, everyone.
Okay.
Welcome to a special Friday night edition of the Yerrr Sports Show. I am your host, the Queen, Tavia Regina, and I'm joined by two of the. Oh, he's cursing. I don't even care. Oh, I can remove him too.
Oh no, not no, Tay, not this again.
We don't know what you're saying.
Tay. So for those of y'all who were not here for Tavia's tea time, where Tavia literally had all the controls in front of her, and it was just like, oh, did you pronounce a syllable in that word wrong? Get him out my room. Get him
Yeah.
out my room.
Get him off my screen.
You know, if y'all didn't know, y'all may have heard about some faux queen dying. Queen didn't die. Queen right
and it
here.
was the black hole of the Your Sports Show that day.
It
That's
was the
what it
best
was.
episode we could ever
It
done.
was okay. It wasn't that bad. Hi, Nace.
It was great, actually.
It was
Since
alright. It
he's
was.
not here, we don't have all the bells and whistles, so I guess we're gonna get right down to the get down.
Well, that's what I was asking. What happened to the intro? We don't even like that. Usually gets me hyped a little bit.
Okay,
Yes.
well, we came here to say who won it for the jump. Came here to say
Just-
who got we go to whatever.
This is horrible. Just
How was your weeks?
our week sucked like always, but we're not gonna get into that. But for the most part, I've been too busy laughing at the NFL.
Why
'Cause-
laughing?
Well, because I'm expecting you, Queen, to give Russell Wilson all the smoke he deserves.
That wasn't his fault.
Yes, it
It was
was.
not. It was not.
It
That
was
was his
not his
coordinator's
fault.
fault.
So now all of a sudden, he's not a good quarterback. He's not a
I never
veteran
said he wasn't a
quarterback.
good quarterback.
So we don't know clock management. We don't know.
He's
we-
not
we
in
don't-
charge of the clock. His coaches.
Oh! But y'all said that y'all blame Aaron Rodgers for it when
We're gonna
when they
blame
took the
Aaron
ball
Rodgers
from his hand.
for everything.
Oh, the double standards. That's what we
Yeah.
doing.
I've
It's
never
just
once
one-
blamed Aaron Rodgers
It's
for clock
one
management.
game. Aaron Rodgers, his whole career has been fumbled since 2009.
That is heartbreaking. I expected
Russell
better.
Wilson was not tied for number one of quarterback of the decade.
I don't even
okay?
want to hear that. But we're not gonna make this. We're not gonna make it seem like he never won a Super Bowl. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
We're
the
not
last
gonna
time
make
he
it
won-
seem
the
like
last
he.
time he won a Super Bowl, Obama had just gotten inaugurated.
And we're not going to sit here and talk about, okay.
Y'all blame Aaron Rodgers when fucking
Listen, we're not
Matt
going to
LaFleur
sit here
took
and talk
the
bad.
ball out of his hand.
No.
But now we blaming the coach.
What we're
That's
not
what we doing.
going to do, we're not going to sit here and talk bad about a man who went 29 for 42 for almost 400 yards, threw a touchdown, okay, had a quarterback rating of over 100, gave the ball to almost 9 different receivers in the game, okay?
When?
And the reason why they lost, if we're going to talk about anything from that game, we're going to talk about the incredible performance by a team that everybody thought would be in last place. So their defense, the defense of the Seattle Seahawks, which played like the defense of old, and they haven't done that in a number of years. And we're going
Just get to the point on who you really want to big up. You want to big up Geno Smith. Just
and we're
get
going to
to
give
it. We
big
know
up
that's where
Geno
you're going
Smith
with this.
for
We're
Geno
not
Smith.
dumb. I knew this is where you was going. Just get to the
Can I
point.
just say
That's what you was going to do.
That this kind of feels almost like the Viking miracle from Brett Favre years ago.
I remember that game. Yep.
Oh, we're gonna get into Brett Favre pretty soon. But what were
you
your
doing the
thoughts
smoke
about?
section? You doing the smoke section?
No, you can. But I'm
No,
gonna
no.
ask. I'm gonna
I think
add
that's
little-
you.
I'm
I
add
think
little-
you need it.
I don't think I could eloquently say it as much as you can.
We're gonna get canceled if I do it.
Oh Lord.
You know, you already know where I'm coming from with this.
Oh Lord.
All right, Pete, do you got some quick hits for us?
I do not, because I think we're covering everything in the rundown today.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So week 1 of the NFL, week 1 of NFL. What were some of your takeaways? What were some of your highlights? What were some of your surprises? Now, shout outs to my New York Giants, who was the only New York team to get a win.
No, they weren't. Buffalo won too.
Well, we're talking about the city. We're not talking about up there. Do you know what I also found out this morning that was really crazy, right? You know how the Jets and the Giants, they play in the same stadium, right? So either as a Jets fan, you go to a Jets game. As a Giants fan, you go to a Giants game. So when you go to a Jets game, guess how much like a hot dog is and beer?
One of my paycheck.
Like $6 for a cup of beer. $4 for a hot dog. When you go to a Giants game, guess how much that same cup of beer is?
About $12, $20.
About $12.
Yeah.
So I just want to know why the Giants think like they have a reason to upcharge as much, and they've underperformed just as much as the Jets have.
Well, I think they have I think with the Giants, I mean, obviously it is the success recently in the last, 20 years for the Giants in terms of like being in the playoffs, winning 2 Super Bowls, things like that.
Yeah.
I also think
Super Bowl since I think my mom was like a toddler.
I mean, the Jets won, Super Bowl with Joe Namath.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. They've had some successful years in terms of winning teams and being in the playoffs, but not as successful as the Giants have been the last 20 years. That's for sure.
Sure.
But I believe the Giants are also the primary leasee and resident of MetLife Stadium. So I think that might also be why their concessions cost more, because they may be covering more overhead than the Jets do. Not sure.
Could be.
But in terms of my biggest takeaways, I think, there was a lot in week 1, including what Tavia said, the performance and the comeback win for the Giants against the Tennessee Titans. The very throwback performance for one Saquon Barkley in that game. But I'd have to say probably my 2 biggest takeaways was the absolutely horrible game by Joe Burrow. 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles in that game against Pittsburgh, which should have been an easy win. Pittsburgh wins in overtime. The Bengals muffed 2 kicks. Not to say that the Steelers didn't muff a kick, but Bengals muffed 2 kicks. But 5 turnovers for Burrow after being the second quarterback in the Super Bowl. Is not the way we wanted to start the season. And I also want to give a big takeaway to the incredible performance that Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor had against the Houston Texans. But Texans able to pull a tie out of that game. It was just...
They suck.
It was ridiculous.
Both teams suck. I didn't expect nothing out of that.
I've got the Colts winning that division.
Division ain't worth shit anyway.
They've got probably the best running back. I mean, listen, if you get a whole year of Saquon, I think Saquon could be the best running back in the league. If you get another year like this out of Saquon. But Jonathan Taylor, easily one of the top 3 running backs in the league. And I think Matt Ryan, finally behind a really good offensive line, he's going to have a really great year. I mean, he threw for over 300 yards.
So you just forget all about King Henry, huh?
Matt Ryan is one of those guys who has, and he gives you glimmers of greatness. You get what I'm saying? He's had some phenomenal moments, but phenomenal consistency, I don't think so. So that's why I don't know if game 1, week 1, is a telltale sign of how his season's gonna go.
I mean, they're limiting him, Tavia. Jonathan Taylor got 31 carries for 161 yards, and their top receiver got 9 receptions for 121 yards, and he spread the ball out to 2, 4, 6, 8 different receivers for 32 receptions. I mean, he only got sacked twice. That's something that Matt Ryan has not had the luxury of being able to say in recent years in Atlanta. He's been under a lot of duress. So I think you give him a good offensive line, you give him a good running back that can take pressure off of him. I think we could see a Matt Ryan Super Bowl year-esque performance. Not that he's going to make the Super Bowl. No, he's making the Super Bowl. But in terms of his statistics and how good he can be with that running back, that receiving core, and that offensive line, we could see as good of a statistical year for Matt Ryan as the year he went to the Super Bowl.
Well, it could be worse as far as the rest. He could be Joe Burrows because he got no protection.
5 turnovers in that game, 4 interceptions. Like that is you were the second quarterback in the Super Bowl. This is not the way I think anyone had Cincinnati starting the season.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they still have growing pains to go through. This is a fairly young team. His first season was kind of stolen from him because of injury. The second season, the Bengals wasn't anything to really write home about until the middle of the season. They were kind of a quiet storm.
It's a fact.
No one was really paying attention to them. They were, I guess because of Cincinnati, people were not expecting much. And then they kind of picked up this momentum around like week 7 that kind of took them to an astronomical level. Now, do I see the same thing happening this year? I don't know. I think we're in a smarter league this year.
I don't see it happening.
I don't really see it happening. I can see the Bengals doing well because Joe Burrow is that guy, and I will give him that.
It's Buffalo's conference.
Oh,
it's Buffalo's to lose.
It's Buffalo's to lose, honestly. And Kansas City ain't looking like no slouch either with the way that Patrick Mahomes played without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, so, I mean, Kelsey stepped up to the plate too. I mean,
yeah, sure did.
There's still what's their names? The Chiefs. They're still a contender. You get what I'm saying? Like they're still there. They're like, yo, don't forget about us.
Right.
But I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals, because of their Cinderella story to the Super Bowl last year, people forget that the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs, like I always say, the Chiefs lost that game more than the Bengals won that game. And if that was the Buffalo Bills, there's no way they would have lost that game.
Oh, hell no. They would have got smacked. I feel like the biggest takeaway that I got was I don't think the Rams is going to make that much noise this year.
Me either.
That's what I took away. Yeah, granted, it's only one game, but I think Matthew Stafford is lost. That Pete was so in love with last year.
I don't even think he even had the it. It was Cooper Kupp. It was Aaron Donald.
Then they figured out how to cover him too, because now that's the only weapon they have is Cooper Kupp.
Well, they're also not utilizing Cam Akers, which I can't understand for the life of me.
And then you start to realize that Von Miller was the ultimate secret for that defense in the postseason, because he showed his ass in that game. Like he 100% showed his ass in that game. But one thing I do want to say is I really feel like, granted, I don't feel like they're going to make that much noise, but Detroit is a lot better than everybody's giving them credit for. Like, granted, we're not going to see them do anything crazy, but I don't think they're going to be like horrendous to watch either. But I do think that the Saints are going to be a force to be fucked with if they can stay healthy.
I want to hear somebody got to figure out what Wilkins had to say about that great performance out of Carson Wentz last week.
Get the fuck out of here with that Carson Wentz shit. He's due for one game, and then he'll go back to form in the next
one game.
Like, come on, like we ain't gonna do that.
I do wonder. At what point do we call Trevor Lawrence likely a bust?
It's only his second season.
Yeah, but he doesn't look good. I mean, honestly,
neither does Tua.
Trevor Lawrence does not look good. Trey Lance in San Francisco doesn't look good. and Justin Fields in
Well,
Chicago.
this is Trey Lance's first time even starting, so you got to give him.
Last year.
No, he technically
He started a couple of games last year,
but it was still Jimmy G's team in a sense. So you can't. It's because he was hurt. So you got to. Yeah, but it's not you. It's a difference between like, oh, you're just holding it down until the actual guy come back, and to you being the guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a different set of responsibilities. So you gotta look at it like this is right now his first year really in the driver's seat of that team. So I mean, I'll give him some time, but Tua and Trevor Lawrence, like this is their second. I think this is Tua's what, second or third year?
No, Tua, this is his third or fourth.
Is it?
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. These are the guys I don't like.
And I'm glad that Shaq is agreeing. Detroit is. I don't think Detroit is that team that everybody could just look at and be like, yeah, Detroit's like I ain't gonna hold you. I be getting pissed off at Thanksgiving. Like, why are we watching Detroit on our screen? I don't think I'm gonna complain.
He had explained it to us in full, and I don't want to go through that again. So if you want to find out why we see the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving, look to a past episode. I think Pete really explained it, and it made sense at the moment. That was a year ago. I completely forgot.
I'm just saying. I don't think I would mind seeing them this year. They're a better team.
This is Tua's third year, by the way.
Yeah, I said third. I was right.
Yeah. My one issue with the Lions, I do not think Jared Goff is a good quarterback at all. Like even if Matthew Stafford, even at his worst, is better.
Which is very often than not right now.
It's still better than Jared Goff. I can tell you right now, if the Rams only win that one Super Bowl during their tenure of having Matthew Stafford, that is one more Super Bowl than they ever would have won with Jared Goff as their starting quarterback.
I hear you, but boy threw 240, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions last game. I don't really think we should be bigging up Stafford right now. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. I know that's your boy. You got your haircut like him. You feeling real Staffordish right now. I get it.
Terrible.
It's just you gotta. I'm just saying he played horrible, and it's looking like it's.
Did he play horrible, or did he not play up to the standard you would think for someone who just went to the Super Bowl and won?
He played horrible.
I don't know if it was horrible. I feel
like he played horrible.
No, week one. Listen. Week one is you get a lot of good quarterbacks who have terrible week ones. You get a lot of bad quarterbacks that look like world beaters in week one.
The Packers, then we want to talk about quarterback,
right? I mean, at the end of the day, I've always told people this is why I've never bet money on week one of the NFL season, because week one of the NFL season is the most turbulent week outside of the last week of the season, because you don't know who's sitting and who's not, but week one, I mean, we've seen teams in recent years look like they're a Super Bowl caliber team after week 1 and 2. And then that's the last we hear of them.
Oh, like Tennessee. like Tennessee and like Baltimore. Oh, we can't forget when the Steelers was it the Steelers that went undefeated for a little bit, and then yeah, I remember. But I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh, I knew you was gonna throw you love to kick a good quarterback when he's down, right? Knowing he ain't got no goddamn weapons. That's what you want to do?
He came on his presser. It was like he has more weapons than he knows what to do with, and now it didn't. My biggest surprises of week one, honestly, was the underperformance of Aaron Rodgers, the underperformance of Russell Wilson. The Bucs didn't look that great either.
They're gonna get their ass beat this year.
We kind of glossed over that. Tom Brady looks in great form.
He's gonna get his ass beat this
week. Let me tell you something. When you play against a Brady with something to prove, you are playing against a dangerous Brady.
Yep.
But can we agree he's gonna get his ass beat this week?
Man trying to get his wife back.
No, he's trying to justify to his wife why he wanted to play one more fucking season.
Right, and if he don't do well, I think we said it last week, me and Dre. If he don't get an MVP, best statistical season of his career, or God forbid, win another Super Bowl, like Giselle just gonna look at him like, so I was right.
Yeah.
So he's gotta play. He's gotta play out.
He has to. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Trying to save his marriage.
Now, like I said, my biggest takeaways is the fact that the Packers didn't look impressive. The
You
freaking
expected them to look better?
I expected them to be a little bit more to be a little bit more. They were blah to me.
3 points.
They were dropping passes.
3 points.
Yeah, and then the Broncos didn't look that good to me either. Russell Wilson looked good.
Exactly.
But all that hoopla that they were talking about this damn team during the offseason, I thought they were going to come out like the Monstars, and they didn't. The Giants looked good. They look better than almost anybody in the freaking NFC.
That don't say much.
Yeah,
that doesn't say much at all.
It says a lot because the Cowboys didn't look good, and now Dak is injured again.
Saw that coming.
You did? I was really hoping not.
I haven't seen a season that Dak was healthy. I have yet to see a season where Dak was not missing games, bro. Like,
that's terrible.
I can't remember one. Pete is more better at remembering shit than I am. Give me a season that Dak did not get hurt. I'm just saying, like, I expect if it was either gonna be him or CD Lamb. That's just my honest opinion. Like that's what I kept saying. Y'all, everybody got their hope in the Cowboys that they're gonna win the NFC East. And granted, their defense can win it for them.
It's there for the take.
But that's what I'm saying. Their defense can win it for them. But I think Philly's better than them.
Technically, Matt.
Philly looked bad against Detroit to me. Philly
2016.
What happened?
2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. He played 16 games for the Cowboys. So 16 games in the regular season, even though we have 17 weeks up to that point. So from 16 to 19, he played the whole season. He missed 2020, obviously. He only played 5 games. But then he played all of 2021.
He did?
He played all of 2020. Well, he had 16 out of 17 games because they have a 17-game season now. So yeah, they probably rested him for one. And then they lost in that wild card game. Right. So 16 out of 17 regular season games. And he had his second best passing season of his career. His best passing season was 2019, where he passed for almost 5,000 yards.
And did nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's actually been durable. Last year was 2 years ago was the only time he's really been injured.
So they sat him out last
amount of time.
Well, like I said, but I did remember hearing that he got hurt in a couple seasons. They probably just still played him. But regardless of that, I expected something to happen to the Cowboys. This is the Cowboys. And I don't, like I said, I don't too much have, even though I felt like their offense like the number one in the whole league last season. I don't feel the same way about their offense this year. So I feel like if they are going to win the NFC East, it'll be because of their defense. Even though Michael Parsons is looking like a whole bitch with the way he's complaining on Twitter. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to get into that. But honestly, I'm sticking with it. I think Philly is going to win the NFC East. Philly was lackluster to me. I felt like the joints. I felt like the Detroit Lions should not have had them on their toes like that. I feel like, but that's what I said. They got better. I feel like they got better. But I think the Eagles got worse.
You out here letting the Detroit Lions score 38 points on you.
The Detroit Lions.
Better. They got better. I'm trying to explain to y'all. They got better.
I definitely agree with Shaq, man.
Huh?
I definitely agree with Shaq.
I didn't even see what he said. Hold up.
Well, it's on the screen.
I wasn't looking. I'm sorry. I'm still looking at the TV through.
Right.
Huh?
Can you please turn that off?
Yes, Mom.
Thank you very much. It's very distracting.
Did you say Black Air Force Energy?
Yeah.
Yes,
Shaq, you gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Mitch Trubisky ain't set up to have Black Air Force energy. He is not.
You still hate that man. You gotta relax too.
You still hate him.
You gotta, and I still don't understand why. I
can't
really don't.
Mitch Trubisky.
I think you secretly got a jersey.
I'm gonna make a hot take right now. If Saquon Barkley stays healthy,
oh God,
and Sterling Shepard can stay healthy, the Giants are gonna win the NFC. I don't care.
The East or the whole thing?
The whole thing. Come on, I'm realistic here. Okay,
you said because you said the NFC, so that's why I was like the East or just the whole division.
No, I said NFC East.
I thought you said the whole NFC. I was like,
imagine I'm not on drugs. Okay.
All right.
Daniel Jones.
I'll throw you a bone.
Huh?
I'm gonna throw you a bone. If the Giants win the NFC East this season,
you gonna cut your.
I will. We not co-champions. 2 years in a row, you won.
All right, let's shake on it.
Shake on it. You got it. Because there ain't no way in hell the Giants win
like, ain't no way in hell.
No way in hell.
They look
not happening.
They looked really good on Sunday. I'm sorry, they did.
They did. The Titans gave that game away.
No,
it's only week 1.
Where's my mute button? First of all,
it's only week 1. Gotta relax.
I know people who work in.
She muted you, Pete. Oh man. You know who should have got muted though? You know who should have got muted? Boy in Phoenix. That's who should have got muted.
All right. Moving on from. Do we want to do pick 5 or do we want to go into this whole new?
Do we want to? You didn't seem overly happy when you saw the records earlier, Tavia.
I was happy.
I'm aggravated.
No, of course you can't rely on freaking Aaron Rodgers. I bet on Aaron Rodgers and I lost.
I was surprised you picked Aaron Rodgers.
Surprised I picked Aaron Rodgers too. But you know what?
I ain't gonna hold you. I was too.
It's week 1.
Yes.
You had one job. You are the elite quarterback, like Matt loves to say. He's that man.
That man.
What can you do? It's not his fault if they're dropping catches. What you want him to do? Catch it for them? They dropping catches.
Hold on, maybe
running the wrong routes and shit.
No, Matt. I don't want him to catch him for them. And you're right. You're right, Matt. I'm gonna tell you you're right when you're right. You're right, Matt. It's not Aaron Rodgers' fault when a receiver is dropping a pass. But you know what is Aaron Rodgers?
Devontae Adams is gone. I know. You ain't got to tell me. I already know.
You know what is his fault?
Devontae Adams. I know.
Yes. Not wanting the top contract so your team could not sign the best wide receiver weapon you had. Because I guarantee you, if he had gotten Devontae Adams back, this team would have been a lot more competitive than 3 points.
I agree. 100%. 100%.
I got to endure this shit all season. I'm not happy about it.
Do you guys really think, honestly, that the Packers are going to do good this season?
No.
Like, based on their usual standards?
No.
They're going to be good enough for one person. They're going to be so good that Jordan Love will actually get playing time.
You bite your tongue, you disrespectful ass. I know you. You know what? I ain't gotta take this. How dare y'all say Jordan Love is gonna start over Aaron Rodgers? That is disrespectful.
Go ahead, get mad, little Romeo.
If Jordan Love starts over Aaron Rodgers,
I'll quit.
You'll quit what?
I'll quit.
You quit making music, Lil Romeo?
I quit.
I said,
oh,
no.
Yo, Ricky Valens got jokes. That's what you doing?
Bomba. Yo,
That's what you doing? Okay.
I really like the swoop though. The swoop is,
I told him that. He got it's looking dope. It's from the Matthew Stafford line.
No, it's not. Stop it.
Matt, you need to put 2 blonde dreads in the front of your head. I think it'll be so nice. I think it'll highlight your skin so well.
I'm thinking about cutting it, truth be told.
What are you gonna do with it?
Cut it.
No dreads?
Yeah.
Caesar?
Thinking about it. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you gonna go with the Daddy Yankee cut?
You gonna look mad Dominican. You look.
Yeah. My hair is curly though. It is curly.
It is.
Yeah. It's wavy and curly.
Ooh.
You know what, Tavia? I'm actually gonna take what you said, and I will see what you said and raise you.
What's up?
If Saquon Barkley plays the way he played in Week 1 all season,
if he stays healthy,
if he stays healthy and plays, and listen, if he stays healthy and plays to the caliber and level he played in Week 1, Saquon Barkley will be your NFL MVP.
Now you wildin'.
Okay, Pete. Thank you.
If he plays the way he played in Week 1.
Watch you get hurt in Week 2, and I'm just gonna stay here laughing.
Wow, I would never wish bad on anybody like that.
I'm not wishing bad. I just said watch it happen. There's so much things you can count on in the NFL season. The Cowboys are going to disappoint every Texan in that state.
Aaron Rodgers won't text his parents.
Aaron Rodgers won't go far in the playoffs.
And won't text his
parents.
The
Jets ain't never going to make the playoffs.
No, not for a while.
Can I tell you though? The Giants looked good.
They did.
That is the best Giants I've seen in a few years. And I'm not going to front. And the NFC East is so weak that the Eagles didn't look that great to me. The Commanders didn't look that great to me. The Giants, it's either the Giants or them Eagles.
Well, I don't think anybody has faith in Carson Wentz, so.
Not at all. Not at all. So, moving along, I think we'll do pick 5 next. How about that?
Some bullshit.
So, Pete, hit us with the standings.
All right.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we have to.
All right. So the standings are at the end of Week 1. Dre and Matt are at 1-4, tied for last place. Tavia is 2-3, and I had a 4-1 week. That is the record for Week 1.
He mad happy right now. You see this, Tay? He think he did something.
I'm mad I didn't go 5-0. I'm mad the Seahawks messed that up for me.
Shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought Russell Wilson was gonna do something, and he.
Me too. You know, let me tell you something. I thought that was my my sure game. I really thought that was my sure game. Geno Smith really had a come to Jesus moment. You know, I gotta give him that.
He called it. He called it. Yeah. He called it. He said he's like, yo, Geno Smith is gonna have a breakout season. And I looked at him like he had 5 heads. Matter of fact, I looked at him like he had that haircut that he got on right now.
Not that haircut he got on right now.
Like, cause I'm just saying, we're both Jets fans. I don't know what he doing, but yeah, we're both Jets fans, and I didn't expect this Geno Smith because I didn't even know this Geno Smith existed. Truth be told,
me either.
So I mean,
we're not gonna see it. We're not gonna see it again. We're not gonna see it again.
I can't call it. I can't call it at all. But I know Russell Wilson wanted what he wanted, and he didn't perform like he got what he wanted with all that extra money that he got.
He deserved that extra money, though.
I'm not saying he doesn't, but
so what
you have a rookie coach. The ball should have never came out your hand to where they're kicking a fucking 68-yard fucking field goal.
That was dumb as hell.
That's what I'm saying. That made no sense. And it was like 4th and 5th. You go for that. You pay that man that amount of money, and he's a veteran to that capability. You go for that 4th and 5th.
That was a Seattle type call. That's exactly the type of offense that Russell Wilson wanted to get away from. Like, that was the problem. And I think we will see that Geno Smith again because they play They play the Jimmy Garoppolo-led 49ers this week.
Oh, so Trey Lance ain't starting. That's what you're telling me.
Oh, I mean, well, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey. That's even better for me. If they start in Trey Lance, I don't think San Francisco beats Seattle.
So you're saying the defense is trash? Because I don't agree with you.
I think Trey Lance is trash enough that defense. I think Trey Lance is so trash that not even the 2000s Ravens defense can make him a winner.
This is really some Mitchell Trubisky type energy. You are on one, sir. What is going on? What is up with you?
I'm telling you, I don't think Trey Lance is that good.
This is like his first season really holding the guard. You got give him some space, man.
So you know who else they said that about? Matt Flynn.
Jones?
Matt Flynn. You know who else they said that about? Remember that kid in
Joe Flacco?
No. Who was that? No. You know who else they said give him some space? The kid that came out of New England. What was his name? They got that big contract. Jimmy G. And the other one that came out of New England.
Jimmy G played in the Super Bowl though.
When?
And got embarrassed.
I'm just
saying, no, they didn't get embarrassed.
No, they didn't make it.
They didn't get embarrassed. They led the whole first half against the damn Chiefs.
I mean, you gotta give him some level of credit there, Pete.
You know who else? You know who else they said give him some time? It's only his first season holding it down. Matt Castle. Exactly.
Who?
Exactly. Started 15 games for the New England Patriots because Tom Brady went down. Patriots went to the playoffs, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's not Brady. Castle's gonna be great. This and this and this." And they signed Castle away. Wasn't it the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, to sign Matt Castle? What happened? Bust. What happened in Green Bay? Remember Matt Flynn? Matt Flynn started a couple games in Green Bay, threw for like 500 yards in 3 straight games, got a boatload of money from the Seattle Seahawks. Bust.
You would think these guys played on the Jets with the level of anger and energy he has. Because what is your beef with Trey Lance, sir? I'm really befuddled with this situation. Like this is really, like, I'm befuddled. I'm lost. I'm trying to understand where did this come from. He did not have this energy last year.
Listen,
and he's right. Shout out to Chad Pennington, aka Pete's favorite
I love Chad Pennington. No one will ever disrespect Chad Pennington. Ever.
Matt, read Shaq's comment.
Shaq says Patriots didn't even make the playoffs in 2008. It was Miami who won the division thanks to Chad Pennington.
Chad right. Pennington. Look, Chad Pennington.
I'm in as well.
But you got Trey Lance started 6 games last year. Well, he played in 6 games last year. 6 games.
All right.
Okay.
He wasn't.
Hello. We have to do pick 5.
He's a bum. Yeah.
Could be worse.
Wow.
Okay, so
could be Joe Flacco.
Pete went 4-1. I went 2-3. Dre and Matt went 1-4.
See, I gotta repeat it. That's what y'all doing.
Boo.
Okay.
So it was.
I'm surprised at that 1-4 though. To be honest with you, that 1-4 felt off.
It was. I got fucked this year. I got fucked this week. This is bad. It's not even right. Like, I didn't expect none of these. I didn't expect none of this stuff to happen. Green Bay, yeah. I kind of saw it happening. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little disappointed in me for even picking Green Bay.
Me too.
But I'm like, you know what? They've been shitting on these receivers for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. They going to come out and they going to do something. They did nothing. These motherfuckers ran the wrong routes and they dropping fucking passes and shit. Terrible. I'm pissed.
Should have re-signed your man. At the end of the day, let's, as Tavia has said, let's get into pick 5. Let's start with the earlier games on the schedule. Buccaneers at the Saints.
That's easy. The Saints. They're gonna nightmare on Elm Street. The Buccaneers. I said it. James Winston's gonna get in that ass. That's what's gonna happen.
Wow.
I'm serious. When was the last time the Buccaneers beat the Saints?
This is an important game for Winston. He didn't play. He didn't play these 2 teams, man. And then at the end of the day, hmm,
Too many
Jameis
weapons.
Winston, Jameis Winston is still gonna Jameis Winston to me. So my pick is for the Buccaneers.
And I am also taking the Buccaneers. I don't think that. I think I like I said earlier, and I'm going to stand by what I said. I think Tom Brady is playing with a vengeance. He has a lot to have to live up to. And I don't have a lot of faith in Jameis Winston. I like the Saints. I do agree with you, Matt. They do have a lot of weapons in New Orleans, including Mr. I don't know what position I play, Taysom Hill. But at the end of the day, I think, it's Brady. It's the Buccaneers. It's Brady. It's the experience. I'm gonna pick the Bucs.
Better hope Leonard Fournette have a great ass game. That's what you better hope. Go ahead. What's the next game?
Let us go
Yeah,
with
but
the
Julio Jones, I tell you, Julio Jones looked crazy last Sunday.
Why are you shocked?
I was shocked.
When he's healthy, he's a beast.
Yeah, but a lot of years have gone by.
Hasn't been healthy. That's the best thing I can give you.
You don't think you don't? All right. If I'm not healthy for 5 years in my career, that's still 5 years off my. That's still 5 years that I'm older.
You're right, but I can harpen that to OBJ. He hasn't been healthy for like the last 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4
Yeah,
seasons.
but he's not going to get another superstar contract like he did before.
Oh,
like
man, that's a dub.
His days of being the guy are done.
Hopefully, he goes back to the Rams though.
His day of being the guy. His last time he was the guy was that yacht party that him and the Giants went on years ago, before their wild card game against the Packers.
AKA your glory years, right?
Yeah, but at least I was alive for them.
Oh, wow. Moving on to the next game on the schedule.
She's just
I was a grown ass woman in my own apartment.
Just all show. All like damn.
Let's go to the next game at the schedule. 1:00 game. Steelers at home against the Patriots.
We're gonna start with you, Pete.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Najee Harris is hurt.
Yes, but I think Mac Jones did not look great in week 1. I think that defense played pretty well, all things considered. I mean, again, you forced Joe Burrow into 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, and 2 fumbles. So that defense
sucks, Pete.
The defense still has a legit. Again, okay, if you were telling me he was sacked 9 times, I would sit with you here and say it was the line. He was intercepted 4 times, and they caused 2 fumbles, one of which he lost. Their defense still looks kind of porous in Cincinnati as well. Okay. Yeah. And Pittsburgh was able to do what they needed to do. Trubisky, as much as I hate him, Mike Tomlin is playing him like a game manager. And as long as you control what Trubisky is doing, Trubisky can be a good, serviceable quarterback. Okay. I'm taking the Steelers against the Patriots.
We're gonna record this. We can use this against him, right? He gave Mitchell Trubisky a compliment. What the fuck is going on?
It's the Twilight Zone, my friend.
It's a ribbon in the sky.
This reminds me of those years when the Steelers, and I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a much better quarterback than people give him credit for. And I think he was a really good quarterback, but this reminds me of the years when the Steelers had Tommy Maddox, where they didn't really give, in the very beginning, they didn't give Tommy Maddox a lot to do. He was a game manager until they realized he could do a little bit more than that. And they were able to win with him being a game manager. And I think the Steelers will be able to do that. I think Tomlin is very smart in making Trubisky a game manager and not letting him just be the quarterback.
I'm going with the Patriots.
I'm a little torn about this one because TJ Watt's out for the next 4 weeks, right? And to be honest,
God that out for the season.
I thought it was 6.
4.
Oh, cool. That's good. I like that.
4 at minimum. 4 at minimum.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good there.
Now my problem is, and Pete, I'm gonna pick up your energy on Mitch Trubisky from That offense was a mess,
Yes.
by the way. That offense was a mess. And I feel that the Patriots can pick that offense apart. That's my only concern. Do I see this being a high scoring game? No. Do I see this game going over 28 points? I'd be surprised. Matt, can you stop whatever it is you're doing or put yourself on mute because my ears?
Just
Thank.
stop.
Just mute. I'll mute you myself. Just send me a smoke signal when you're ready.
Oh,
Um. Anyhow, I'm torn about this one. This
it's
might be
tough. It is.
it's a 50-50 for me because my heart wants to go with the Steelers because I'm such a fan of Mike Tomlin, and I think that he is someone who is going to motivate his team to be more than what we know them to be. Just going there with that lion mentality to give them some type of an edge. But I can't see the Patriots losing back to back games, dog.
I
Who's
don't
at
know. I
home?
mean, Mac didn't look too good last week.
No, no,
Mac Jones did not look good.
no, not at all. You're right, but he looked better than Trubisky.
I'll give you that. But then again, Trubisky wasn't asked to do a lot. Mac is asked to do a lot more than Trubisky.
That's true too. That's true too. But now I think that Trubisky is gonna have to do more to win because without Watt, I don't know. I'm a little but
I remember this is home. This is a home game for the Steelers.
And Najee Harris. I don't think they got Najee Harris.
No, I think Harris is out and Watt's out.
yeah, Watt's out.
Watt's out. I don't think Najee's on the injury report yet.
Yeah, I didn't see him on the injury report. So you know what? That's what I'm gonna sleep on. I'll get my pick in on Sunday.
Remember, it's a 1:00 game.
Yeah, I will. I'll have it tomorrow.
All
We
right.
have
Let's go to the next game on our pick 5 for the week. We're moving now into the afternoon games, the late afternoon games, I should say, not just the afternoon games. Let me get our game up here really quickly. Our next game on our list. Oh, actually, no, this is actually a 1:00 game as well. Ravens at home against the Dolphins.
That's not hard.
I'm going with the Ravens.
Yeah,
I am as well.
me too. Tua sucks. He's out the door after the season.
I
I
don't
already
think
see it
Tua
coming.
sucks.
He's not as good
I
as
threw for
what
over
he played.
300 yards. For almost 300 yards, I should say.
Did he get a win, Pete?
He did it.
All right.
Actually, no, he did. They won week 1.
Marianne, pass me my candy, please, and get off
You
that
think
couch.
they're gonna beat? So pick them. Please pick them, Pete. Pick
Oh
'em.
no, I'm not picking them to beat the Ravens.
Exactly.
Week
Pick
one.
them.
They won in week 1. The
You gonna
Dolphins
pick 'em,
did
Pete?
win their game last week. I just don't think they beat the Ravens. Listen, the Ravens did not look good in the first half. Like literally, the Ravens gave me false hope last week because I'm watching the first quarter of that game against the Jets, and I'm like, oh my God, can the Jets actually do this? Is Lamar Jackson actually not going to do anything this season? And then all of a sudden, right before halftime, they went out and started doing things. And then they went out and dominated for the rest of the game. So if the Ravens play this whole game against Miami like they played the second half against the Jets, I got the Ravens by a clear margin. I don't think it's going to be a blowout in this game, but I do think the Ravens beat Miami. All right, let's go now to our late afternoon games. We're going to go to a 4:25 game, and we're going all the way to the West Coast for this one. The Las Vegas Raiders at home against the Arizona Cardinals.
Go on, Derek Carr.
right, so Matt is taking the Raiders. I am taking the Cardinals in this game, Tay.
They better bounce back after that poor excuse of a fucking showing they did last week.
Yeah, I thought they gave the Chiefs a pretty decent. There was a pretty decent offensive output there. I think the Raiders, and I said this in our show 2 weeks ago. I think the Raiders are the worst team in the best division, but I still think they're a good team.
Say you on mute. Who you picking? Tay. Thinking about
it needs a minute.
Oh.
She out here eating her sour straws.
I hope boy read his playbook and actually do something in this goddamn game. But I'm still picking who I'm picking. Just because I missed Devontae Adams in Green Bay.
Well, listen, you're going to miss a lot of things in Green Bay this year.
Don't remind me. I watched that game with that whole headache. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I ended up blaming the freaking office because it's like they don't ever get him help. They don't ever get him help.
You know who y'all could have, who be better than the wide receivers you got right now? Donald Driver.
You know what? I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of you, fucking Matt. Like bailing Aaron Rodgers out of his bullshit. Like he's supposed to be the guy. Make it work.
Man, I'm not bailing him out of nothing. It's a known fact.
They don't get him any help.
They don't get him help. Last year the special teams sucked. The year before that, he ain't have no damn receivers to help out Devontae Adams. He only had really just one goddamn target. Before that, the defense sucked. It was always something. And then they just keep drafting
Who cares?
Fucking help.
Keep working.
When was the last time Green Bay drafted a damn receiver?
The last time Brett Favre was in a fucking scumbag.
Ooh. We ain't got no more left in the pick 5 because I feel like she's transitioning.
But anyway, I'm gonna go with the.
You going with the Raiders? Go ahead, say it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
All right, taking the Raiders.
I think Pete just rocking the boat this season. That's what he want to do. He gonna go opposite of everybody.
No, not necessarily. And the last game for our pick 5 week, it is the second of 2 Monday night games at 8:30. A battle of 1-0 teams. The Eagles at home against the Vikings.
Shit, I don't know.
I already have my pick locked in.
You going with the Eagles?
I'm taking Minnesota.
You know what?
I think I'm taking Minnesota too.
I think I'm taking Minnesota too.
I think I'm gonna take Minnesota too.
Yeah, I don't know about all that Philly pride.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people shit on him, and I get why. You know, because he's been inconsistent. But I actually like Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. He's not great. He's not flashy. He's not sexy by any means. Okay, he's not out here, being one of those type of quarterbacks. But
you gotta relax.
Pete could call another quarterback sexy.
No,
I mean, people do it all the time.
I don't.
Stephen A. Smith was out here calling Aaron Rodgers sexy. All he did is sexy quarterback right there.
Aaron Rodgers looks sprung out. I'm sorry. He does. He used to be really handsome. I don't know what the hell happened, but he looks sprung out now.
At the end of the day, listen, Kirk Cousins is not going to be that guy. He's not the elite quarterback. He's not the sexy quarterback. He's not going to do anything, great. Oh yeah, I heard they signed Sam Cassell's lost child again.
Violation. Yo, violation.
All right. We have our picks locked in. keep tuning in and see who's gonna win this year.
Let's
So
need Dre's picks. Dre, the man who said all picks need to be in before the game start. So let's see if we get Dre's picks before Sunday.
all right, and then now moving on, Pete, can you tell the people what happened with Brett Favre?
I'm going to cede my time. I'm going to give the floor to the resident Green Bay Packers apologist.
Technically, he's a Jet. You gotta
Yeah.
Technically, he's a Jet.
He is a Jet. But when that man gets in the Hall of Fame, what's his helmet going to be? Green Bay. So stop it. So go ahead, Matt. Tell us how Brett Favre stole money from welfare.
I don't know the whole details of how he did it. I just know he fucked up. And
tell us how he stole money from hungry children.
To build a fucking, what was it, a volleyball fucking gym? Sucker ass motherfucker. Who does shit like that? That's just weird. Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't know that he was a jackass. Tay's late to the party. I've been saying it. I knew it since he was a Jet. That he's not a good dude. He's just.
You mean we didn't know this when he sent penis pictures to a reporter?
I forgot all about
unsolicited
that.
Too.
Right.
There's nothing worse. I tell you, men out there is nothing worse. Nothing says a woman is not going to see your unsolicited penis pic and be like, "Ooh."
For the record, unsolicited. That means it ain't. It's just out in the open, right? He's just.
It's just like he just sends it. It's like I always know when a guy's about to send one. It's like I always know. Like it gets really creepy. The conversation gets really weird. And like, can I show you something? And then I'm like, what? And then
Tavia will be the one that be like, you need to put your little pecker away.
Right.
No, let me tell you something. The last time I was sent an unsolicited penis pic, it was very atrocious. It was like the smallest thing I had ever seen in my life.
I mean, I'm going to be very honest. As a man, I'm going to say this. I don't care who you are or what it looks like. There is never a way where it doesn't need a lot of staging to look good. I'm sorry. It is not just naturally. No, it doesn't.
So uncomfortable with this conversation.
It doesn't. Listen, I'm sorry.
You know what? It's penises. Like, who cares?
I'm gonna go.
No, listen. Let us just admit, as men, I'm sorry. There is no angle in which it looks good. I'm sorry.
I mean, if it's wanted, like if I want to, I will ask for it.
It's got turkey neck attached to it, Tay.
That's how I know sexuality is not a choice.
Okay. I mean, listen. It's just like, when it comes to the anatomy, the physical anatomy building of men and women. Women, I mean, listen, everything got put in a way where it looks nice. It's aesthetically pleasing and visually pleasing.
Okay, getting back to Brett Favre.
We got leftover turkey neck. Okay, they were like, "Yo, let's take this bag over here. We don't know what to do with, and these leftover Christmas decorations, and wrap it up, and then put some turkey neck on it." And I'm like, "Why you had to do us like that, God? Why?"
Now,
this is why he gave us Brett Favre.
Brett Favre was one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. You get what I'm saying?
He was a great quarterback.
I think he benefited from a league that was without. You get what I'm saying? He kind of came up when the Troy Aikmans were retiring, the Joe Montanas were retiring, the Dynasty Cowboys.
Did he come up in that era?
I thought he was right after. Because like when the Cowboys were winning all those Super Bowls and stuff like that, the Green Bay Packers of the '90s was the next team up. You get what I'm saying? So when I think he was like that new guy on the block, the guy who they tried to make Aaron Rodgers out to be.
Favre's technical first year was in 91, but he didn't start a game for Atlanta. So his first year, like full year, was 92 with Green Bay.
Yeah, but nobody was talking about the Green Bay Packers until like 1997. 96.
Yeah, his first really good year was 95, where they went 11-5. And then 96 and 97, they went 13-3. And he won the MVP those 3 straight years, 95, 96, 97.
Yeah, and 96 and 97 is when they won the Super Bowl, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so they were the next team.
I'll tell you in a second.
97 or 98.
Yeah, I believe so. Off top of my head, here we go. Back to back. Let's see, 95. Blah 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 blah. I'll find it. Oh, here we go. Super Bowl. 96, 97 were the 2 Super Bowls he went to back, and he won 96, lost 97.
What you talking about?
Favre.
So
I thought we stopped talking about dicks.
Getting into the sticky of the situation. So Brett Favre was a part of a welfare scandal that funneled funds from welfare programs in Mississippi to build a volleyball building?
It was a volleyball stadium or some shit like that.
Volleyball building or training facility at the school. I think his daughter went to that school.
Yeah. She has a scholarship there.
Yeah.
And he used to play there too.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, text messages were released between Favre and former Minnesota Governor Phil Bryant that they were a part of the scheme to divert at least $5 million of funds to build a volleyball stadium. And then Brett Favre, being the stand-up citizen that he is,
asshole.
Yeah. He says, and I quote, "If you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much?"
Pete wanted him as a jet.
And another text, Brett Favre said to me just a second ago that he has seen the funding proposal, but hint, hint, that you need to reword it to get it accepted. So even though Favre denies any wrongdoing and has not been charged with a crime, this story has kind of made its rounds across the world this week, and it shows you that everybody loves a winner. When he was doing these sleazeball things in the early 2000s, and you really didn't hear about it until after the fact. You get what I'm saying? Everybody in the league at that time knew he was an asshole, knew he was an animal, knew how he played, how he did business. So this is not something that is surprising. It's disgusting. It's egregious. And I feel like he should go to jail for this. You get what I'm saying? But the jury's still out on that. He's
not gonna happen to that man.
You don't think so?
No.
$5 million is a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna get right, and that he's gonna get right back. Don't he get like a percentage of Wrangler's jeans, which is everywhere? And
they have not dropped him as a spokesperson either.
Exactly.
WP. And the thing is, he could have paid for this himself. He earned over $140 million during his tenure in the NFL. And that's not even that's just his NFL salary. That's not including the bushels of endorsements that he got during his NFL career and even after his NFL career, and the stuff that he's been doing ever since. So this is just another situation of privilege gone wrong.
Yep.
It's disgusting because do you see what's happening in Mississippi right now?
No,
do you see that some people don't even have clean running water to drink, to cook with, to bathe? You know that education system is one of the lowest ranked in the country, and here you have Brett Dickhead Favre's taking liberties with 548 volleyball stadium. Now my daughter plays volleyball, so I have an affinity for the sport. But it's gross, it's disgusting, and I feel like he is gonna be on the list of people I will never talk about again.
He's a jet. Do you see me and Pete talk about him?
No, no one really remembers him as a jet. The only thing you remember him is that sexual harassment scandal.
I don't even remember that. I'm not gonna
Yeah, I
lie.
didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing.
But
But
I always knew Brett Favre was a jackass. I ain't
you
even.
know,
I ain't,
Shannon Sharp, who's my favorite sports analyst, says
ugh.
he's always been he's always been a sleazeball. He's always been a scumbag. He'll always be a scumbag, and everybody loves a winner, so it's always easy to cover it up.
He said that.
hmm
Okay, Shannon Sharp.
He went off. He went off, and that's all I'm going to say about that. What do you have to say, Matt?
I think he's a dickhead. I've always said he was a dickhead. There's not much to really say. I don't like. Fuck it. He don't like black people. I won't say it. It is what it is. Even though it is Mississippi, I don't think predominantly all the people that is on welfare are black. I'm pretty sure majority of them are of white descent to a degree. So yeah, you probably are stealing from your own people. And like Tay said, you earned over $100 million in your whole career, and we're not even counting your Wranglers freaking endorsements and whatever else you got going on for you. You could have paid that shit outright, and you're using your white privilege to try to hide yourself away from the scumbag freaking energy that you're putting out there. That's why it's not being talked about as much as it should be, and it's fucking sad. But it
And,
pays to be rich and Brett Favre.
exactly, and this is the type of welfare fraud that the GOP and other conservatives blame on black and brown people. This is the type of welfare scandals that people put the welfare queen image on. You get what I'm saying? And I have not heard any backlash for any of them.
It's the truth. Pete, where Pete go? Pete here?
I'm right here.
What's your thoughts, man? That's your quarterback.
Ain't my quarterback. Ain't my quarterback. His name ain't Chad Pennington.
Hey, Vinny Testaverde.
Those are only two quarterbacks for me. Listen,
Yep, we
Favre
said it.
was Favre was a dick to deal with when he was in the NFL. It's a well-known story. Everybody said he was gruff, he was brash, he was this, he was that. Problem is, you ain't winning Super Bowls anymore. You ain't playing in the NFL anymore. So you're going to be held a little bit more accountable. But at the end of the day, he's going to find a way to sweep this under the rug. Unless they are going to nail him to the wall on something, he's going to find a way to sweep this under the rug. Because as we all know, he will utilize the most the most used weapon of people in his situation, white privilege. Okay. You finally read that message, man? Yeah, I said it.
Yo, oh man, because it's the truth.
And by the way, let it be said here on the Yerrr Sports Show, look up the statistics, ladies and gentlemen. The number one beneficiaries of the welfare system in the United States of America are white people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I may not realize this, but this is the truth, and I'm speaking to the general public. I know Tay know this, and I know Matt know this. At the end of the day, listen, there are a lot of people who utilize welfare for all the right reasons and do things with it and find their way out the system. There are some people who spend a lifetime in the system but do it the right way. There are people like Brett Favre. who utilizes
Down in the
as,
valley with
as
the sun.
nothing more than a way to get around having to do things.
I'm just saying, like, as soon as I heard Mississippi, I just started singing the P Valley theme.
But
like, damn, did that to the pig.
From a man who has always done things the wrong way, to a man who has spent his entire career being maybe the only man in his sport who does what he does, doing it the right way. We've spoken on occasion on this show about Aaron Judge's chase for 60 home runs this year. Is he going to break that record? And all these different things about Aaron Judge. We've even spoken about Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout and all these things. But somebody that's kind of flown under the radar is a man who has already said that he will be retiring at the end of this year, Albert Pujols. Now, as many people may remember, Albert Pujols started his career with the St. Louis Cardinals, eventually went to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, played for a number of years in LA, and recently went back to St. Louis for his final year of his career. And Albert Pujols actually has a shot at finishing his career with over, if not exactly at 700 career home runs. He just recently passed Alex Rodriguez for fourth on the all-time home run list. So he has about 13 games remaining. And the question is going to be, can he hit? I believe he needs 4 more home runs to
And how many games you said he got left?
I believe he has 13 games remaining.
I feel like he'll cut it close and probably just miss it or be one shot away. Honestly,
I think
that's my bet.
Let me see here. I had his stats up. Here we are. So he is tied for third in Major League Baseball history in I believe in hits. No, not hits. Tied for third in sacrifice flies. 11th in Major League Baseball history with runs scored. He would need 20. He would need to score 20 more runs to get to tie with Jeter for 10th. He is 10th in Major League Baseball history with multi-hit games. And he is 4th. Sorry, he needs 3, Matt. He has 697 home runs. He is 3 home runs away from 700. He would need 17 home runs to tie Babe Ruth.
I don't think he's catching that.
Yeah, no.
So his best bet is the 700. Truth be told, but I mean, it's a sight to see. Hopefully, he can reach his goal before the end of his career.
18 games. 18 games left in the regular season, counting tonight's game. I believe that they play.
I mean, hitting home runs ain't that easy, especially at old age, brother. I mean, we can count on it, but and we can hope on it, but we'll see if he can.
Pay that man. The Yankees are playing games with that man, and that's not fair. And how about those Mets too? The Mets look like trash, but
I mean, they're gonna be okay.
They ain't going far, bro. Just not going far. The Mets are the equivalent of the Cowboys.
Oh, the X-rays have come back on Herbert. Fracture to his rib cartilage. But no bones broken. They say he might be able to start next week.
That's going to hinder him. He ain't going to be the same.
Yeah.
You're going to need all that to throw, bro.
But when it comes to Albert Pujols, like, this is a man that we are watching, there's watching people over the course of their career and kind of knowing at the end of it all they're going to go into the Hall of Fame. We have watched someone that without a doubt in Albert Pujols has been destined to be in the Hall of Fame even before he left St. Louis the first time. And the fact that he is so close to being third, over 700 home runs, only 3 players in Major League Baseball history have hit more than 700 home runs. That is Aaron, Bonds, and Aaron Bonds and Ruth. So I really hope he gets to maybe 701, maybe even 702 if he can hit 4 or 5 home runs in the last 18 games.
I think it's 700. It's a possibility. I'm not betting against it. I'm not really betting for it. It's more
You have
like
to
up in
average
the air.
one every 6 games to get to 700. I think he can hit more than one every 6 games. I don't think much more, but before we forget to mention it, the WNBA finals are happening right now, and the number 3 Connecticut Sun were almost swept by the number 1 Las Vegas Aces, but Connecticut winning game 3, to force a game 4. Connecticut Sun's Alyssa Thomas actually had the first triple-double in WNBA finals history in that game 3. But the Las Vegas Aces still only need to win one more game in order to win the WNBA championship this year. Liz Cambridge, man, she just don't listen. That woman, she left Las Vegas, and now they're about to win a WNBA title.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Tay, I got one last question for you before we wrap up. What'd you think of this whole Robert Sarver situation?
Get him
in Phoenix.
Get him.
So for those of you, before Tay go off, because Tay about to go off, for those of you who don't know, Robert Sarver, the majority owner of the Phoenix Suns, was suspended for 1 year by the NBA. Oh, wait. The commissioner can do that? Goodell should take notes. Suspended by the commissioner of the NBA for 1 year and fined $10 million after an investigation showed that during his time as the owner of the Suns and the Mercury, he used the N-word at least 5 times, and there were instances of, quote, inequitable conduct towards female employees, including sex-related comments and inappropriate comments on employee appearances. Since then, as we said, fined $10 million and suspended for 1 year. Since the suspension has come down, PayPal, a over $3 million sponsor of the Phoenix Suns, has said that if Robert Sarver returns to his role as majority owner, they will no longer continue sponsoring the Phoenix Suns. The minority owner of the
rightfully so.
The minority owner of the Phoenix Suns has said that he believes Robert Sarver should resign as the owner of the Suns. And the head of the NBA Players Association has said that Robert Sarver should not return as the owner of the Phoenix Suns. Tay, are you...
Hold up.
I think we all agree the suspension of a year was way too little.
Hold up. Can I tell her what he said?
Do you think they make him sell the team?
Can I tell her what he said?
Tell her.
He said to one of his co-workers that he needs to hire
employees.
Yeah,
He's the owner.
Yeah. He told his employees he need to hire a nigga to coach these niggas. That's what he said. Yeah. Oh, and he saw a random black dude and called him Carlton and told him to do the Carlton dance. That's what he did. Get him.
What a piece of garbage this bitch is. At the end of the day, he should be banned for life. What was that dude from the Clippers, Donald Sterling?
Donald Sterling.
And he was talking to his side piece, who was a woman of color, saying very similar things and had a history of being racist and doing racist acts. Now, old boy Sarver, you get what I'm saying? Sarver, here we go again. 10 years from Donald Sterling. We're here again in the NBA with another owner? Are you serious?
And you know what the thing is? Remember, Sterling was banned for life, and he was fined $2.5 million. But all of his comments were directly about the players. Sarver suspended for a year, fined $10 million. You know, you gotta wonder if you're the Phoenix Suns, do you do what the LA Clippers did and walk out?
Yes.
You know, and LeBron James, the man who never speaks on anything.
He spoke a lot about Donald Sterling, though.
Right. He came out, I believe it was yesterday or today, and said that the punishment by the NBA was not harsh enough.
Of course not. Of course not. First of all, this is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? This is another example of the old boys club type of politics and personalities that run these very sports organizations and sports teams that millions of people of color invest into, buy tickets to these games, buy their merchandise, support their players. And you are making the pockets of a racist fatter. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's like, yo, you gotta separate the team from the owner, the musician from the music, the this from the this. It's all in one. This is disgusting. And the fact that the NBA had to step in to do more, to me, is beyond me. A year is not enough. $10 million is not enough.
From what I'm hearing, the NBA can't do much without voters. Like, I think they got to get 60% of the voters from all the other owners in order to like boot him from being an owner of the Suns. So I think that's the hardship that they're facing. But honestly, I feel like Stephen A. kind of lit the fire for everybody to like be more up in arms of what's going on. Because before, when this news first came out, nobody was really chatting about it as much. This has been going on for like a year, if I'm not mistaken. So now that it's at this point where it's just like a year and it's $10 million, there's more people that need to talk up about the situation and, you know, get more involved and remove this guy as an owner, because people of power tend to really show their ass. And boy showed his ass. He is in Arizona niggering it up, boy. And he's saying it with so much confidence and without a care in the world, because he's worth like 800 and some odd $million.
Well, here's what's interesting. Interesting dichotomy. Who was the starting point guard for the LA Clippers when the Donald Sterling allegations broke?
Chris Paul.
Who also happens to be the starting point guard for the Phoenix Suns right now when these allegations are coming out.
And he hasn't said anything.
No, Chris Paul did speak. He said, quote,
he's embarrassed.
He felt Adam Silver's punishment of Robert Sarver was, quote, insufficient, but the 12-time All-Star stopped short of calling for the owner's removal. I was and am horrified and disappointed by what I read. This conduct, especially towards women, is unacceptable and must never be repeated. I am of the view that the sanctions fell short in truly addressing what we can all agree was atrocious behavior. My heart goes out to all the people that were affected. And here's the thing. You know why they're not going to force Robert Sarver? If they force Robert Sarver to sell, it's because they got pressure from the investors. But I'm going to tell you right now why the NBA isn't forcing him to sell the same way they forced Donald Sterling to sell. It's because Donald Sterling made racist remarks.
And there was audio of it.
About the players. No. He was talking directly about the players.
And there was audio of it.
Right, and there was audio.
Yeah, and then there was a culture of racist hiring policies and such. This is only the tip of the iceberg with this. You know, everybody's gonna come out the woodwork saying, "Oh well, you know that one time I didn't get the job there. You know, I think I could have heard him call me an N-word."
Yep. It said Adam Silver. Adam Silver said earlier this week that the league's board of governors did not discuss the possibility of removing Robert Sarver as an owner, as it did in 2014 with then Clippers owner Donald Sterling.
Yet.
No, I said the only way I'm going to say this, and I'll say this loud and clear on tape. The only way the NBA will force Robert Sarver to sell this team is if investors get involved and say they want nothing to do with the NBA and the Suns. Because the difference between Donald Sterling and Robert Sarver is that because what Donald Sterling did was directly to the players, and the players walked out and the players wanted nothing to do with the Clippers, the NBA knew that they had to get rid of Donald Sterling. But all of a sudden, you don't got players coming out and saying, oh, I don't want to play for this guy. Okay. Chris Paul said very simply, I don't want to play for Donald Sterling. He's not saying that about Robert Sarver. This is a problem.
This is a problem. He's a whole bitch ass hoe. And then let me tell you something, Chris Paul, like all of y'all, this is the time to put your money where your mouth is. You guys all talk about, oh, we are here for Black rights and Black Lives Matter. And oh my God, we stand up to the man and stuff like this. Sarva is a whole bitch ass hoe. Ban him for life. Period. Bitch ass hoe. Ban him for life.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh man, I ain't got nothing for that. That I agree. 100% agree.
He's a bitch ass hoe. Like, why they always like? It makes them feel so cool to sit there and say the N word. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even say that word because I don't want to perpetuate a culture that gives people the right to feel that they can say shit like this. This is why I'm so passionate about that.
You know what we need, Jay? We need a bunch of Delroy Lindos walking up to people. Say it then.
Say it.
Go ahead. Say it then.
That
is one of the greatest television interviews I've ever seen. Because you had this stupid white morning news host telling Delroy Lindo, why can't we say the N-word, but you can say the N-word? And then say it then. You could say it. Go ahead. I say it with you. and the news host is like, I can't. Why can't you say it? Yeah. And they cut to break.
I would have too. Boy was about to get his jaw cracked. That's why you do not know he was about to get his jaw cracked.
One more time for the crowd.
That's what we need. Fire Robert Sarver. Ban him for life.
He's a whole bitch ass hoe.
Listen, at least we have somebody that James Dolan is better than.
He's still, ooh. I feel like you know what? His days.
No. I feel like James Dolan has said it.
Yeah, he says it in the shower.
Hey, let's not do this.
I feel like he has.
Let's not do this.
Look, y'all, it's Friday night. I gotta catch a flight early in the morning. Your girl
Matt gotta go piss on James Dolan's desk.
Matt gotta go
to work. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of the Yerrr Sports Show. He's a whole bitch asshole. Like, there's nothing else for me to say. Like,
she's talking about Robert Sarver, guys.
Not Peter.
She's not talking about us. Yeah, she's not talking about us.
Can I just say that Dre almost got murked tonight? By the way,
I know. Pray for him, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for him.
So, for Dre, who's on assignment wherever the hell he is, for Matt and Peter, this is Tavia, and I'm out. Bye. He's a bitch asshole. He pissed me off.